Hi Libra, and welcome to your January 2021 general reading. So I hope wherever you are that you have a wonderful 2021. There's such a different energy coming in 2021. It's going to be potentially incredibly exciting, okay? And Aquarius forms a trine with Libra. It's a very, very harmonious relationship, so the potential is great for your energy. Okay, so let me have a look at the two Lenormands. Very interesting cards. The first one you get is the mice, and then you get the freedom card. The mice, this is an undermining energy. Sometimes it can be a niggling voice in our heads. Now, I don't tell people automatically to avoid that niggling feeling in their heads. Sometimes it can be the intuition. So I want you to pay attention to what you're feeling and what you're thinking. If this is attacking, how it would attack you would be messages of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, you know, complaining and blaming, okay? But if it's feeling this sense of having to go and do something, it might be your intuition. So don't just, the mice has a little bit of a complex vibration to it. So what are you thinking? Is it poison? Or it could, if it's not poison, it could be nectar. Pay attention to your thinking. You then get the key, which is so bizarre, because the key to our freedom lies, it essentially lies within our heart, but really, really, really is also very, very deeply within our minds, especially as an air sign. And Uranus is very, very much the quantum field. It's not really about our everyday ego mind. So there might be a potential for great liberation for you here. And I know I use that word a lot, but I am an Aquarius, guys, and my Mercury's in Aquarius. So I've got a lot of Aquarius energy. And the freedom that we really, really seek is that freedom from that undermining aspect of ourselves. And then we gain entry to our heart. Absolutely stunning combination of cards, by the way. Especially with what's going on. When we learn to examine our thoughts, that really, really, really is the key to freedom. Because when we're not obsessively thinking, we have access to the heart. We have access to our inner joy, our wealth, our love, all of it. But if our mind is full of static and projecting, just constantly projecting, then we live with the mice in a negative way. But I don't automatically say get rid of it. I say examine it. Bring your mindfulness to these voices. What are they telling you? Because sometimes they've got the most incredible messages. It's not always automatically a negative, that card, but it's leading to the most outstanding place. So yeah, Jupiter in Aquarius is the change of our belief systems. And Jupiter very, very much rules our belief systems. So our belief systems are going to be updated. That's one of it. Saturn in Aquarius is going to update our whole world, by the way. So look at those belief systems. What stories are you telling yourself? And then watch it in others. And when you see it in others, you think, oh my gosh, we are our own prisoners. We are our own prisoners. And the key to the freedom is in those examination of our thought processes. At the moment, not always, but so maybe it is always actually. According to Buddha, it's always. So let me have a look at your cards. Tell me what's going on for the sign of Libra. Guide them towards their highest potential, which is right relationship with the world. Four of Cups behind you, with the King of Wands. What you want is a Ten of Swords, which is the ending of the mice, yeah? So the mice is the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is like, now I want this freedom from this. I love the Ten of Swords, guys. So, and it's what you want. So I can read it in its highest aspect. So you want freedom from anxiety, freedom from this constant. When our mind is going like that, it's connected with our adrenal glands, and it's just living in the pain of the past or the fear of the future. That is the hell realm. So what you want is the freedom from it. The Four of Cups and the King of Wands. So the Four of Cups is emotionally not very, this is a very much a card of being in a very, very deep reflective process. It's with a King of Wands. This might be a person. It might be around your own energy. The King of Wands is the fire energy. The fire energy is yang. It's this ability to go forward and express yourself. You might be the last few days of 2020 more in a reflection around the future. Or some of you are turning your back on this King of Wands, getting ready to act, getting ready to be the superpower, come into the world, express yourself. What you want is the end of the mice. I love it. I told you there was something in those Lenormands that really, really, wow, that's incredible. And I wasn't going to do any more readings until I seen those Lenormands. I had a check and I thought, oh, it's going to be challenging. I'm not in the mood. And then I seen those cards and I thought, oh my gosh, it's like freedom from the mind. The gift is the sun, which is helping you get to Ten of Swords. And that's what I mean. If we're constantly in our minds, we cannot access our joy. We cannot access anything. It's like going through life with a pair of sunglasses on, and all you perceive is through the lens of these glasses. This is also about vitality. It's also about health. I mean, there is a lot of Leo around you, but Leo is the energy of Leo's our sense of purpose. Yeah. And we all have this part in our birth charts that wants to bring our solar energy. When you're talking about your solar energy as a Libra, we're always talking about being in right relationship with the divine, ourselves, and then others. Yeah. Beautiful. Relationships, you've got the High Priestess, so you have got a little bit of a more yin energy, very reflective, very much about contacting your depths. You've got the Lover's card in your finances. Seven of Swords at a soul level, so there's still a little bit of a mind energy going on. Then you get the Five of Cups, don't worry, and then you get the World card. Wow. So the end of a process. And I'm not talking about the end of a relationship here. I'm talking about the end of a process. And the completion of a new, the completion card, the beginning of a new cycle. This is also, the World card is the Master card. And the Master planet is Saturn. It's the great alchemist. It's the great work that we are here to do. So when I look at the mice card, I look at what's going on at a soul level. This is a very undermining energy. For some of you, it's shall I go back? Shall I go forward? A little bit stuck in a process. Yeah. So we get stuck in a process when we're overthinking things. We cannot find solutions in the mind. It's not where solutions come from. Solutions to our problem comes when we have no thought. when we have an empty mind, a receptive mind, that's when we get intuitive hits. That's when we get guidance. That's when we get led. That's sort of like the Tower card energy. Okay? But what you want is no longer to be in the Seven of Swords. So maybe this is a little bit of your, I want to use the word battle. We're always working with something, Libra. I don't think there'll ever be a time when there's not something that we are working with. The Seven of Swords is a gateway card, and the guy's right in the middle, so he's not going forward, and he's still looking behind him, which I wonder if it's the Five of Cups. There's an energy, two swords, two cups, of still looking behind. You're not going to stay there though. Because there you go. The cycle's complete. For some of you, this is to do with a person. Could be a Leo. Okay? But that's only for some of you. For others of you, it could be, it's your own energy you're dealing with. Because we all have Leo. And we all have this desire to bring our vision, our creativity into the world. Some of you might be overthinking it, and what you want with the Ten of Swords, it's almost like the death of that little self, the death of playing small. You know, that awful crippling energy that keeps us small, Libra? No, I have to say everyone's reading's been ginormous, by the way, just like mega. It's not wanting to play small anymore. And it's sort of, no, let me shine. Let me move into my solar energy. Let me move into my sense of vitality, my sense of leadership, my sense of, this is my life. Yeah, this is my life. And I want to live it. I want to live it to the best of my ability. Now, the challenge is the Page of Wands. There's a lot of fire around you. What's this Page of Wands doing? It's with the Knight of Swords. These are both very dynamic energies. This is about offers and opportunities. It's also about making decisions. And there is a decision energy going on here. What's the decision about? What's the decision about? It's almost like a decision. Shall I shine? Or shall I not? Shall I be myself? Or shall I keep small so other people feel comfortable? Yeah, look. Decisions about the wheel. Fortuna. The turning of the wheel. Sense of destiny. Listen, I have to say, just to warn you, that everyone's readings are not the normal readings. We're dealing with a whole different energy here. Everyone's readings are massive. I mean, look at all the major arcanas you've got. So the challenge for some of you is, well, how do I do that? How do I bring my solar energy, my sense of identity into the world? That's going to be a really big question for most people, 2021. We're being asked to let go of fear and limitation and to step into our greatness, okay? It's not going to happen in January, so please don't think that you've missed the boat, because the Page of Wands is all about the potentials. For some of you, this is definitely a relationship dynamic, okay? And the High Priestess here is about going in and reflecting on decisions that have to be made. For some of you, it's about creative opportunities. It's about, how do I go forward? I mean, it's the King of Swords, and it's around creativity. The Knight of Swords might be about getting online, so technology, which, if we like it or not, the internet was born when Saturn and Jupiter formed a relationship in Libra. Yeah, that's when it was born. So technology is only going to grow. So doesn't mean to say we need to lose contact with our own source of energy in nature, though. But this is about how I expand. In what ways do I expand? My advice would be to expand in ways, definitely the internet, but other people are expanding in ways of creativity. For some people, there's a relationship here. There just is. I cannot get rid of it, especially with the 5 and the 7 here. So some of you might be letting go of someone. Not all of you, okay? But I can definitely pick that up here. Could be a water sign, could be a fire sign. And you're still in process. Now, Libra, being in process is healthy. A neurotic person does not, what is it? All suffering is just, it's neurosis because we have not allowed our whole experience to be felt. So it's about unresolved feelings. It is never wrong to process your feelings. We don't only live there, so we work with it. Just it's like, you know, when you work with grief and you're like, oh, I've got to honour this process. It's unhealthy to not allow yourself to work through what you need to work through. Some of you are letting go of a relationship dynamic. Some of you, you're not, but there's still some issues and residue from the past. Okay? There still is. 7 of Swords, 5 of Cups. You're still working through a couple of shadow energies. So shadow energies are just energies that haven't been fully brought to light and released. Be gentle with yourself, because that's one thing that's going to happen in the world, because there's going to be a lot of unresolved material brought to the surface. That's going to be the shadow side of this energy. And there's a little bit here, but I'm not remotely worried, because they're both about states of mind and cycles that need to be complete. And it's healthy to complete a cycle. So don't ever, you know, these people who say, oh, go over it. Just things have to be processed and worked through, and you are processing and working through. But what you want is a 10 of Swords, which means you want the situation complete, okay? So you can move into your solar energy. Libra is a massive gateway into the higher realms. And it's through forming right relationship with the whole world, okay? So it's not just the one, it's the all. And that's how we move into very, very, very evolved Libra. Like Gandhi. No pressure, Libra. Yeah, but it's moving into right relationship. This is what you're looking for. It's what you want. But there's a little bit of residue here. So the High Priestess is in your relationships. This is very, 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 very yin energy, which means a little bit like that 4 of Cups. Your energy might be a little bit pulled away from the Maya, and it might be a little bit more involved in, give me the right words, universe, inner bonding. Because remember, it's relationship with the divine, relationship with yourself, and then relationship with other. So you might be involved a little bit more in an inner process, but I really, really wouldn't worry, because your sun is shining from it. So much joy is going to be released. And it seems to be what you want is to finish off and complete some sort of storyline that's maybe been going on for quite a while. Now you get the Lovers in your money and work. So Lovers can be but a choice that has to be made. It's almost like the 2 of Wands. And I felt that for some of you around the challenge. So the Fools that are fork in the road. Shall I make this choice or shall I make that choice? So you might be at sort of decision time about your direction and how you make a living, okay? Some of us are going to be called to really, really stand up and create our own platform. I always think, create a platform. Some of you might be doing YouTube channels. Some of you might be creating an online presence. Some of you might be considering what skills and gifts you can have to bring forward to this Aquarius age, because that's what it's about. And it doesn't matter. I work with a lot of people who I get them to chisel away. And even if you develop skills and you can slowly start to harness them, then you're giving yourself choice, you're evolving yourself. For some of you, this is classically meeting someone at work, definitely. Some sort of connection with another person that involves your finances, definitely. Or some of you're at a classic fork in the road. And it's like, how do I choose? And listen, there's no judgment here because we're all born so differently. We have uniqueness. A lot of people are going to choose to stay with the known. That's absolutely fine. And a lot of people don't want to stay with the known. They want to venture into brand new directions. That's what the Fool's Choice is about. Some of you are meeting someone at work and this is the dynamics. It's not reaching its full conclusion yet. Just because something's not happened yet doesn't mean to say it's not going to happen, okay? But for others of you, I think this is involving your solar energy, bringing forward your... So, in my astrology studies, I just say we're trying to bring forward our light, our Leo, our sense of destiny into this world. And some of you, that's a choice that you're facing. Do I stay with the known? Or do I try and venture into the unknown? It doesn't have to be an absolute. It can be beginning to carve time and creating something new that in time turns into something else. But there seems to be a lot of choices. For some of you that aren't meeting someone at work, it's about coming to decisions. And I think that's what the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups is about. Because these are both working through cards. They are challenging parts of the cycle. Because if you're making a choice in one direction, it means you're automatically not choosing another direction, which means there's always a sense of loss. And some people mistake that loss for... oh my gosh, I better not do it. It's not. For every choice we make, we're leaving behind another possible destiny. And that's sort of part of a cycle. And we need to keep finding the determination and the sense of destiny to move forward. So, ending in the World card is entering into the Master card, which means you've persevered, you've endured, and your energy is... this is someone who's in the Olympic Games yet. So she's just won her gold medal. She's achieved something. She's overcame something. And I think for some of you, there's both a relationship dynamic, might be a relationship dynamic from the past that's not fully worked itself through yet. No big deal. For some of you, it's a choice about work. And because the Lovers card used to be called the Choices card. And I always read it both ways. There's a choice that needs to be made. If it's not your time to make a choice, it's not your time. And then you become the world by accepting reality exactly as it is. It's a little bit of a more complicated reading than other people's, by the way. I feel I need another card. I really think it's something to do with work though. Because Aquarius is very, it's transpersonal. It's about a brand new global cycle I'm moving into. And every single one of us has got a job to play in that cycle. It doesn't matter what it is. It's our unique energy. And not everyone's going to want to do it, by the way. And we need to respect other people who want to stay with the way things are. It isn't going to stay that way, but there's some people who want to pioneer, and it looks like what you want to do is make some decisions and be a pioneer. Your other card is the Ten of Pentacles. That's another completion card. It's a completion card around pentacle themes. So pentacle themes are money, housing, health. And that was my initial thought when I seen this reading for some reason. And when I see the sun as the gift, I automatically think about having a purpose in this world and making it into something. It might need updated. There might be some new skills that need to be learned. There might be some moving around. This is the year to do it. After this year, it's going to be a little bit tougher, guys. So a lot of the breakthroughs have to be made between now and the spring, and then late summer to early next year. For any sort of choices, any decisions that need to be made, the key to your freedom lies in your own mind and setting yourself free from undermining voices, okay? The mice. Because it could be the mice as these cards, and there's something still niggling you from the past. Looks like regrets, remorse, oh, you know, that should I, shouldn't I? That sort of energy. Process cards. We're always works in process, Libra. And once you complete this one, next month there'll be other work that you're doing. I think we're always shape-shifting. And there's never a time when there's not something that I'm working on. Ever. And it's a beautiful thing to be a Libra. It really, really is. Especially when it's used, because really High Libra is it's helping to create peace in this world, High Libra. Yeah. And how we do that is in so many shapes and forms, but how we create peace in this world. And it's all very unique to us. And that's what the sun's about. That's what your desire is. And so maybe some of you are desiring for a brand new beginning. Boy, I am. Some of you are just expanding what you already have and updating it. For some of you, there's a relationship choices that need to be made. And really, you look at the cards and you understand personally what the cards are saying to you. Because you also have that ability, Libra. Okay? So much love, guys, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.